For our reflection today, we have Children's Pope Pius X, a great saint and Pope of the history of the Church. Giuseppe Melchiorre Sarto, the second of 10 children, was born to a very humble family in Italy. From childhood, he felt within himself the call to the priesthood. In order to guide him towards the fulfillment of this vocation, his parents were prepared to provide him with the necessary studies, even though they faced severe financial adversities. The boy, aware of his parents' sacrifice, tried to alleviate them of this burden in every way. For example, to go to school, he had to walk 7 kilometers. In order not to wear down his shoes, he would take them off and tie them over his shoulders, only putting them back on when he was nearing his destination. And this at only 11 years of age. Little Sarto soon learned to give due value to everything he received, including his schooling. And in this way, he came to distinguish himself as one of the best students. Having completed his seminary studies, Sarto was ordained a priest. Father Sarto's guiding principle was the salvation of souls without counting the caste. As a parish priest, he drew up a work plan that he would follow to the letter: visit all the faithful, preach the word of God, be tireless in the confessional, comfort the sick, and be available to assist the dying, and all these without neglecting catechism. He enthralled everyone by his exuberance, good humor, and the joy with which he taught the classes. In 1873, a terrible cholera epidemic broke out in that region of Italy, claiming many lives. Without fear of contamination, Father Sarto redoubled his care for those whom Providence had entrusted to him. The parish church, instead of closing its doors to the faithful, went out to meet them in the person of its parish priest, who visited the sick to bring them solace. At the end of that year, the young priest was worn out by his untiring efforts. But when he was urged to rest, he would reply, "Have no fear, the Lord helps me." Moreover, as a true saint, he could not lack a deep devotion to Mary, the mediator and co-redemptress of humanity. With over 45 years of pastoral experience, he was elected as the Roman pontiff. Even as a pope, he was ever mindful of his humble origin. When he was elected as pope, he stated, "I was born poor, I lived poor, I will die poor." He was embarrassed by some of the pomp of the papal court. "Look how they have dressed me up," he said in tears to an old friend. To another, it is a penance to be forced to accept all these practices. They lead me around surrounded by soldiers, like Jesus when he was seized in Gethsemane. He did as pontiff what he had always done, only on a worldwide scale. Thus, he gave profound attention to the catechism, promoting a new edition. He reformed the liturgy, facilitating frequent communion for the faithful and making it available to children, which earned him the title Pope of the Eucharist. On August 20th, 1914, was the sunset of a sparkling pontificate. Saint Pius had left this earth to shine for all eternity in heaven, and to intercede for the church militant, which he had so steadfastly defended during his life, for which he had fought and suffered.